You feel it, don't you? That gnawing sensation that time is slipping through your fingers. But what does it truly cost you, moment by agonizing moment, to simply get it back? It starts subtly, a few minutes lost to endless feeds, a quick check you swore would be brief. These scattered moments silently erode your day, carving away the edges of your precious time. The immediate cost is mental clutter. Your mind becomes a chaotic inbox, constantly juggling notifications, half-formed thoughts, and fragmented information. True focus becomes an increasingly rare luxury. You lose the ability for deep, sustained work, the kind that truly moves the needle, creates breakthroughs, and builds meaning. Instead, you operate in a shallow, reactive mode, perpetually playing catch-up. Your personal projects, the ones that ignite your soul, wither on the vine. That book you wanted to write, the skill you long to master, the passion you yearn to pursue, they remain untouched. You carry the weight of unspoken needs. Your own desires, your silent longings for peace or creation, are constantly pushed aside for the urgent demands of others. You become a supporting character. Your physical health declines. Sleep is sacrificed, exercise is forgotten, and healthy meals become an afterthought. The body, like a neglected machine, begins to protest with dull aches and persistent fatigue. Relationships suffer. Your interactions become transactional, devoid of deep presence. Even with loved ones, you're half there, scrolling mentally or physically, creating a subtle but palpable distance between you. Indecision becomes a default state. Overwhelmed by choices and lacking clarity, you hesitate, procrastinate, and miss opportunities. The fear of making the wrong move paralyzes your ability to act decisively. You forfeit countless tiny moments of pure joy, the warmth of a sunrise, the taste of your morning coffee, a genuine laugh shared. They pass by unnoticed, swallowed by the noise and urgency. Creative flow, that sacred space where ideas spark and inspiration ignites, simply vanishes. Your well of originality runs dry, replaced by a constant churn of consumption, never creation. You become a slave to external validation. Your worth is tied to likes, comments, and the approval of others. You constantly curate a life for an audience, instead of living it authentically for yourself. The time for crucial self-reflection disappears. Without quiet moments to process, learn, and grow, you repeat the same mistakes, trapped in a cycle of reactivity instead of mindful progress. Your true identity begins to erode. Who are you, truly, when every waking moment is dictated by external demands or digital distractions? You become a blurred reflection of others, expectations, the greatest cost, unlived dreams. The whispers of what could be, the potential you carried within, remain just that, whispers. They never materialize, buried under the rubble of busywork and noise. You acquire a profound sense of emptiness. Despite constant activity, a hollow ache resides within. You're busy, yes, but not fulfilled. The depth of your being remains unexplored, untouched. Personal growth becomes a casualty. You stagnate, repeating old patterns, never truly evolving beyond your current self. The vital journey of becoming more, of expanding your consciousness, is halted. Opportunities, both small and life-altering, pass you by. The chance to connect, to learn, to experience something new, they slip away, unnoticed in your distracted state, never to return. You embrace the illusion of productivity. Checking off shallow tasks feels like progress, but it's merely busy work, a comfortable lie that postpones the real, challenging endeavors that truly matter. Your presence in the present moment fades. You are always planning the next thing, regretting the last, or distracted by your phone. Life becomes a blur of anticipation or recollection, never fully lived. Confidence erodes. As you consistently fail to show up for yourself, to honor your intentions, a deep-seated self-distrust takes root. You begin to doubt your own capacity for change, for achievement. Anxiety becomes a constant companion. The pressure of unfinished tasks, unmet expectations, and the lingering sense of not being enough builds into a persistent hum of worry in your mind. True rest is sacrificed. Even when you stop, your mind races. You scroll to unwind, but it's another form of consumption. Your body is still, yet your mind is relentlessly active, never truly regenerating. The feeling of being perpetually overwhelmed sets in. Every task, every request, every commitment feels like an insurmountable mountain. You drown in the tyranny of the urgent, never finding solid ground. You lose perspective. The mundane becomes monumental, the trivial urgent. Your ability to distinguish between what truly matters and what's merely noise diminishes, leaving you adrift in a sea of details. A silent language of regret begins to form, not for specific actions, but for the passive inaction, the time squandered. It's a quiet ache, a low hum beneath the surface of your daily life. You accumulate a pile of broken promises to yourself. Those, I'll start tomorrow. Intentions, the grand plans, the simple daily commitments. They gather dust, undermining your self-trust with every abandoned resolution. A quiet shame of inaction settles in. You know what you should be doing, what you could achieve, but the gap between intention and execution widens, creating a persistent sense of inadequacy. You surrender your agency. You stop being the author of your own story, letting external forces or digital algorithms dictate your narrative. You drift instead of purposefully steering your own ship. Your energy reserves become chronically diminished. You wake up tired, move through the day drained, and collapse into bed only to repeat the cycle. The wellspring of your vitality runs dry. You bear the heavy weight of what could be. The phantom pains of the person you imagine yourself to be, the successes you could have achieved, haunt you from the periphery of your awareness. Authenticity slips away. You become adept at masking your true feelings, presenting a curated version of yourself to the world, even to yourself. The real you retreats further and further inward. Your mental acuity diminishes. The sharpness of your thoughts, your problem-solving abilities, your memory, they dull. Your mind feels sluggish, constantly sifting through mental fog. You enter the relentless spiral of comparison, constantly viewing curated highlight reels of others' lives. You feel inadequate, jealous, or simply behind. Your own path feels less significant. Playfulness, that vital spark of childlike wonder, is extinguished. Life becomes a serious, demanding endeavor, devoid of spontaneity, joy, or unbridled fun. You forget how to simply be. FOMO, the fear of missing out, dictates your choices. You say yes to things you don't want, attend events you'd rather skip, all to avoid that pang of exclusion, sacrificing your true desires. Your core values, the bedrock of who you are, erode. When time is scarce, principles are compromised. You find yourself acting against your deeper convictions, justifying small betrayals to keep up. You carry the weight of unspoken words, the apologies, the gratitude, the declarations of love, the important conversations. They remain unsaid, accumulating into a heavy, silent burden on your heart. Your empathy for others diminishes. When you are constantly rushed and mentally overloaded, there's little space left to truly listen, understand, or connect with the struggles of those around you. Downtime, true unstructured free time, becomes a relic of the past. Every empty slot on your calendar must be filled, every moment optimized, leaving no room for spontaneous discovery or simple repose. The sense of wonder, of magic in the everyday, slowly drains away. You stop noticing the extraordinary in the ordinary, the beauty in the mundane. The world becomes functional, not fascinating. You carry the invisible weight of unfinished business. Projects, conversations, even simple tasks left hanging create a persistent mental drain, a low-level stressor that never truly resolves itself. Quietude, the sacred stillness for thought and peace, is sacrificed. Your environment is constantly filled with noise, digital, external, internal, leaving no space for your own true voice to emerge. Your patience erodes. With less time for yourself, you have less to give to others. Small delays, minor inconveniences, or innocent questions trigger disproportionate frustration. Every second counts. Desperately, you incur the cost of postponed happiness. "I'll be happy when" becomes your mantra. You defer joy, believing it resides in some future state, rather than finding it in the imperfect now. Spontaneity is lost. Every moment is scheduled, every choice pre-planned. There's no room for whims, for detours, for the delightful unexpected. Life becomes a rigid itinerary, not an open road. You carry the crushing weight of unmeetable expectations, both yours and others. You strive for an impossible ideal, constantly feeling like you're falling short, never truly measuring up, never enough. True self-care becomes another item on the to-do list, not a genuine practice. It's a performative act, a quick fix, Never the deep nourishment your soul truly craves and desperately needs. Hope, that vital spark of possibility, begins to erode. The future feels like more of the same, an endless cycle of doing, without the promise of becoming. The path forward appears dim. True freedom is sacrificed. Not just physical freedom, but the liberation of your mind, the autonomy to choose how you spend your most precious resource. You are bound by invisible chains of obligation. Inner peace becomes an elusive myth. Your mind is a battleground of demands, distractions, and doubts. The quiet sanctuary within, once accessible, is now perpetually occupied, never truly at rest. You pay the ultimate cost of not truly knowing yourself. Your values, passions, strengths, and weaknesses remain undiscovered. You live a life of assumption, never quite grasping your own profound depth. Your potential legacy, the unique imprint you could leave on the world, is sacrificed. Not for any grand cause, but for the mundane, the urgent, the trivial. Your lasting impact becomes a faint whisper. You pay the price of living solely for other people's plans. Their emergencies become your priorities. Their desires overshadow your own. Your compass is always pointing outwards, never towards yourself. Your memories blur. Without being truly present, without deep engagement, moments don't crystallize into lasting recollections. Your past becomes a hazy, indistinct collection of fleeting experiences. True connection, the kind that nourishes the soul, becomes rare. You have many acquaintances, but few confidants. Your deepest self remains guarded, unshared, leading to a profound sense of loneliness. You enter a deeper spiral of regret, not just for minutes lost, but for the years. The person you could have been, the life you could have lived, haunts your quiet moments, a constant low thrum of sorrow. Authenticity, your most precious currency, is squandered. You perform, you pretend, you project what you think others want to see. The real you becomes a stranger, hidden even from yourself. You carry the immense weight of your unexpressed self. The unique thoughts, feelings, and gifts you possess remain locked away, never brought into the light, never shared with the world. The joyful living, the vibrant embrace of each day is lost. Life becomes a grim march, a series of obligations, not an exhilarating dance. The color drains from your world, replaced by a monochrome existence. The deepest, most devastating cost is the unlived life. The life you could have created, the potential unfulfilled, the experiences untasted. You pay for it with the very essence of your being. You pay with the silence of your unspoken potential. The brilliance, the innovation, the unique contributions you were meant to bring to the world remain unheard, unseen, eternally dormant. The cost is the loss of your true voice. Not just what you say, but who you are when nobody is watching. Your authentic self, dulled by distraction, suppressed by obligation, slowly disappears. You carry the burden of regretful choices. The yes when you meant no, the time you agreed to give away instead of reclaiming for yourself. Each decision compounds, heavier than the last. Future possibilities erode. The doors that could have opened, the paths that could have been explored, they close, not with a bang, but a slow, quiet whisper. Your future becomes a narrower road. You feel the unbearable lightness of being distracted, a constant fluttering, a mind never truly settling. It seems harmless, but it slowly disconnects you from the profound depths of your own existence. The silence of unheard stories becomes deafening. The narratives you held within, the wisdom you gained, the lessons learned, they remain untold, buried beneath the weight of never having enough time. You pay the highest cost of living on autopilot. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months, without conscious direction or intentionality. You are merely existing, not truly living your unique, precious life. You become an empty vessel. Your vital life force, intended for growth and creation, is siphoned away, leaving you hollow. A ghost of who you could have been, walking through a life you merely endure. The quiet desperation of the unsaid. The truths you hold back. The desires you never voice. The boundaries you fail to set. These unexpressed parts of you build into a wall, suffocating your spirit. The true cost is far more than just wasted minutes. It's the erosion of your essence, the silencing of your potential, the subtle loss of yourself, piece by agonizing piece, until you become a stranger in your own life.